Okay, so good afternoon and welcome everybody. This is our Embrace the New Year, New Business Mindset with Ease Q&A session. Um, I don't know if you can see in the chat, we have asked that if you do have any questions throughout this session, please go to the Q&A tab at the bottom of the screen and type your questions there. And Ignacio and I will answer your questions at the end of this presentation. So again, welcome, and we're happy to have you here. So embracing the new year, new business mindset. As I said before, I'm Jonathan, the Customer Success Manager at Companio, and with me is Ignacio, our CEO and E-Residency Envoy. So we're going to start with the effortless three-step process. It's a step-by-step company setup online. It's a journey through easy incorporation and unraveling the simple steps to setting up your Estonian company online. So we will help you make incorporation a breeze. The effortless three-step process, it's really quite easy. You enter your name of the company, and you'll instantly get a name verification. That's to see whether the name is already taken or not. If the name is not taken, then you can move on, proceed to the payment. And now with our offer, it's 265 euros. And that's all. Then you just need to activate your company, and we will see that in the next couple of steps. Then we've got the hassle-free incorporation. We support location, sorry. So we support location independent entrepreneurs with online activities. As we like to put it, if you can take your laptop and get on a plane to France and keep working from there in a cafe, your business probably qualifies to be run online with Companio. We support consulting, programming, design, marketing, basically all digital freelance activities. We are also supporting not freelancers, FBA and dropshipping businesses, as long as they fit within the dropshipping business model, where no goods are managed by the company themselves. Also, we support crypto activities such as investing in crypto, paying and buying goods in crypto. But important to note, it is possible that depending on your activity, you may need to acquire a license. And then we need you to get the license first before we're able to offer you our services. We are not able to assist in obtaining that license for you. Then activating your company efficiently. The activation starts as soon as you receive your e-residency card. That process can take up to 6 weeks, and that's done through the e-residency team. Then you just need to sign our contract, and we proceed with the business incorporation process. That process can be completed in as soon as 24 hours. The final step is opening a corporate bank account. And no, your personal bank account does not qualify as a corporate bank account. The corporate bank account needs to be in the company's name. Also, just to remind you, in case you didn't know, we do offer free consulting sessions with the bank opening success manager that will be able to assist you in opening your bank account in less than 10 minutes. Once all that is in place, ready to run your business, and let's see how you'll run your business with us.
Okay, I can take it from here.
Thank you, Ignacio.
So, hello everybody. So Jonathan explained you how to start your business. The idea is that it's a very simple process. Is first you enter the data of your company, as he mentioned, and make the payment, and that should take you 5 minutes. Then you need to wait for for the e-residency card, and once the e-residency card is there, it's a matter of activating the business. You need a bank account, as he mentioned, and then we're ready you're ready to run your business, right? And as Jonathan mentioned, the solution that we offer, that Company offers, is especially tailored for online business, online activities that don't require you to have a permanent establishment or be in a specific place. You can do them from any place, right? From a co-working space in Chiang Mai, or from a cafe in France or in Paris. It doesn't matter. As soon as you have your laptop with you and good internet connection, that's what I like to call the businesses of the future, right? We can get our laptops, get on a plane, and we can keep on working everywhere as soon as we have our laptops and a good internet connection. So this is really what gives you the freedom to say, okay, to start confidently a new business, saying, okay, I know that the paperwork, the red tape, and all that stuff will be absolutely minimal or zero in this case. So what we want to provide you with is a online setup where you can run your business completely without the hassle of managing the business, which usually makes founders or business owners to lose a lot of your time. So we really want you to focus on your business, and our platform, we have built our platform precisely for that. So what can you do with our platform? First, you have the invoicing tool where you can invoice your customers. This is the first thing probably that you need to do if you have a business, is invoicing your customers to have a way of generating revenue. We have the bank account connection through open banking, and that is pretty cool because we allow you to connect your bank account, your corporate bank account, once you open it. We work with several solutions, Wise, Revolut Business, but also with banks from all over Europe. We support more than 1,000 banks in the EEA, the European Economic Area. So any of these banks will work. But honestly, I will recommend you to go for an online solution like Wise or Revolut Business because they work very well. Well, right now we are recommending more Revolut Business because we have actually a deal with a partnership with them. And so we have a personalized bank account success manager that will help you open your bank accounts. And we're so happy to say that we have managed to open bank accounts for customers in 10 minutes. Usually bank account has been always some kind of pain point for e-residents that wanted to open a business and have the bank account, etc. So for those of you who are eligible to have a Revolut business account, which is people who are in Europe, you can start opening your bank account with our partner and open it right away. For people outside of the EU area, we also have other solutions that may not be as immediate, not 10 minutes, but many of them are very appropriate, and they can open a bank account also very fast. It's Pioneer, there's Paysera, we have PayPal and all that stuff, and all of that is supported. So apart from the bank account and invoicing, we provide the annual report. We have a guided or automatic process for preparing and submitting the annual report, which is, as you know, mandatory for our companies that have been working for more than a year. So we take care of that for you, integrated in the platform. Also, we really want to optimize things and make them easy for you, but also for our team. So we are adding a lot of optimization and automation to our platform. And one of the things that we do is we give you like an email address, automated email address, so you can send your invoices there and they will get added automatically to the platform. And we have an AI engine, which is quite cool, that will read these invoices, prepare all the data for the accountant, and even do the automatic matching with your bank movements, with the bank account that you have linked in Companio. So we are really going in that direction because we think that the future is really, I mean, the businesses of the future should not worry about accounting. Accounting should be automated as much as possible to let you focus on the business, right? Of course, we manage everything related to business trips, virtual office. We offer you a virtual office, and we have a platform where you can indicate that you're going to receive a package, and then we will forward it to you. Or if it's a letter, we can simply scan it. If you give us permission, we will scan it and make it available for you on the platform. And we can go to the next slide. Thank you. So one thing that we want to make clear from the very beginning is the expectation of what is Companio or what is not, or for who is Companio, right? We are, as I mentioned, we are a SaaS platform. Our goal is to automate accounting. Our goal is to make the lives of entrepreneurs easy and allow them to focus on running their businesses and growing their businesses. And we don't want them to be speaking to us on the phone or calling us or things like that. So the idea is we just expect from you that you link your bank account and upload your invoices at the beginning of the month, all the invoices of the previous month, up to the 5th of the following month, you need to upload them. Because in Estonia, accounting is done on a monthly basis, especially if you have VAT numbers. So when we start one month has concluded, and when we start the new month, we need to do the accounting of the previous month. So we only have like a couple of days to do all the accounting of more than 1,000 companies. So that's exactly what we need from you. You just upload the statements in time, have your bank account connected, and if you do that and your invoices are correctly prepared, you will not even need to contact us, never, right? And that's what we really want, that you can upload your invoices, have your bank account connected, and let us do our work, and we will let you focus on your business. So that's a different concept from an accounting firm where the accountant say, hey, can you go to my office and bring me the invoices A, B, and C? Because no, this is not what there are countries even in Europe, like Germany, where you are expected to store your invoices on paper, like in physical format, and keep it like that for years. We really are going in the other direction. So, we love technology, we love AI, and we are really investing heavily in that in Company. So that's all from me, and I think this webinar is all about answering your questions. So let's go through them if you want to. We have some questions already.
Ignacio, I'll read the questions out and then you can answer them.
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right. So the first one is from Anonymous. It says, what if the website says that there are similar names to one might have to change it later on? Oh, sorry. What if the website says that there are similar names, so one might have to change it later on? Does a name have to be fully unique?
Yes, exactly. The name is a little bit like what happens now with the domain names, right? If you want to get coca-cola.com or onlinemarketing.com or something like that, it's going to be taken already. So you really have to come up with a unique name. So in what I would recommend is that the main problem can be that there's a company with the exact same name, or that there is a trademark. So if there's a trademark, for example, in Europe for the marketing word, it's very difficult that you can open a company that is marketing online, because the owner of the trademark can kind of fill in a claim and kind of postpone the process. They have to really analyze if you are trying to impersonate this company, etc. So it's a mess. So what I would recommend you, if you want to be something like marketing online instead of marketing online, which is very difficult, do something like more creative. I don't know, like if you are called John, which is John Marketing, and or if you put together John Marketing or Marketo John, look for a creative way of changing the name of your company, and that will make it more memorable. And always remember that the name of a company is not really it's not the same as your branding. So you can have like a website that is marketing online, and you are, you know, announcing yourself as a marketing online business, but your company is called John Smith and Associates OE. So the name of the company doesn't necessarily need to be the same as the way you are promoting your services online.
Good, thank you. The next one, also anonymous. It says that the Pro package has 3 bank accounts. Does that mean that one gets 3 bank accounts within Estonia, and why is that beneficial?
Some people like different banking solutions for different things. For example, Wise works very well, but with a lot of countries from, especially, for example, Latin America, North America, some parts of Asia, and Revolut Business, for example, a lot of people really love Revolut Business, but they work, maybe their fees may not be so beneficial in outside of Europe. So they may have different banking solutions, or Stripe, for example, is a payment gateway, so it's considered a banking solution. If you're using Stripe and Wise, you are using 2 banking solutions. Usually, most customers, 99% of customers, should be okay with 1 bank and optionally 1 payment gateway. So, for example, Stripe and Wise, or Stripe and Revolut Business, or something like that. But if your company is more complex and require, for some reason, or you have a very high volume of sales and you require different bank accounts, that's okay. But from 3, more than 3, you will go into the premium plan.
Great, thank you. Next one, also anonymous. The package of Companio are with flexible monthly fees based on the number of invoices. What if I have a SaaS business with small ticket sizes and therefore a lot of small amounts invoiced to a lot of customers? Which model is the best in that case?
If you have a SaaS business with very, very, very small ticket sizes, we're talking about €1, probably this solution is not good for you. But then again, if you have such a business, your margin, your profitability margin is very small. So probably every business is different, and you have to analyze if the solution is good for you. But I would say that your business is not the best suited for Company. If you have like such small profit margin, but if your ticket size is probably, I don't know, like €10, 5, €10 or more, then it's perfectly doable to be in Companio, and you have a good profitability margin.
Great, thank you. Another anonymous. I got approached by Revolut business representative. Is it better to wait for opening the account through you or not?
Actually, if you have the possibility of opening it now, but I guess you don't have a company now. So if you don't have a company, it's totally fine if you open it with us. You will have this personalized representative also to work with you, and this person is specialized, so to speak, in corporate business accounts. So I will say, yeah, I will say wait until you have the company, and then you can talk to our business partner representative.
Great, thank you. Okay, another anonymous says, hello, what would be the process if someone wants to move to Tallinn in order to be registered there as a resident and create the company as a freelance designer? So in this case, the E-Residency won't be needed. Do you guys support that as well? Thank you.
That's a good question. If you want to go to Estonia, to Tallinn, you will not be an E-resident. You will be a resident, a proper resident. So we cannot help with that or any visa application or anything like that. But if you are in Estonia and you have have a resident card, So essentially, residency cards and e-residency cards work the same for terms of signing digitally and all that stuff. They work exactly the same. So if you have a residency card, we can offer you services, of course. Take into account that you will probably need to get money out of the company. You can go either for dividends. You can get this. You can distribute dividends, or you can become an employee. And we support employment through Companio work. That's one of the things that I didn't mention, but in our platform, we are supporting employment and global payroll. So that means that you can, with your company, your Estonian company, you can have employees from, right now we support more than 80 countries. So if you want to hire someone from Estonia, you want to hire yourself in Estonia, like in the case of this question, or you want to hire a developer from France or a designer from Italy, and you can do it with our platform, and we take care of making it compliant in France, in Italy, and of course in Estonia, and pay all the social taxes, pension schemes, and social benefits, and employment, and so on.
Thank you. Yes, and we do not assist in visa applications and things like that for Estonia. Okay, and the next one, also anonymous, it says, "Good afternoon. My question is a bit long. I'm an EU citizen, but I live in a non-EU country. My activity is translation and interpretation and other language-related services. Most of my customers are non-EU, mainly GCC, Gulf countries, Singapore, in addition to a couple of EU countries. Is the tax rate a fixed rate or does it vary according to income? Thank you in advance."
I guess you're asking about the tax rate, like the corporate tax in Estonia. The corporate tax in Estonia works like this. The tax rate is 0 for non-distributed profit. So that means that all the money that you keep in the company or do not distribute as dividends that you reinvest in the company, you use for business expenses and all that stuff, all of that is non-tax. And when you distribute dividends, in the moment of the distribution is when you are taxed. And you're taxed 20% of gross, which is 25% of net. So that means that if you distribute 8,000 euros that get into your pocket, you pay 20% of gross, that is 2,000 euros. So that means the total is 10,000 euros, 8,000 get into your pocket, and 2,000 are paid as taxes. So that's 20% of gross or 25% of net, depending on how you like to see it. And that's quite standard in EU terms, but this postponing of the taxation to the moment of the distribution is what really makes a difference and allows businesses to grow. And it's this very unique thing that the Estonian system has that really gives the country the advantage in fiscal terms and in tax efficiency, etc.
Yeah, and if you're going to look at the VAT rate, within the EU, you have to look at the specific VAT rate for that European Union country. For the Gulf countries and Singapore, it's advisable to find a tax advisor in those countries and ask them those questions.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and we've got one more, also anonymous, regarding the non-distributed profits. So everything which stays within the business account is not taxed then, and does not have to be reinvested for zero tax to apply.
Exactly. If your business earns 1 million euros during the fiscal year, but you don't distribute any of that profit, you don't have to pay tax on that, corporate tax whatsoever. Remember that if your business is VAT liable, as Jonathan mentioned, VAT is different. If your business is VAT liable, that means you have to collect VAT from your sales. So you are charging 100 to your customer, but you have to add VAT 20% this year, which is 120. You will collect 120 from the customer, and you will have to pay 20 euros to the government. But that's not taxes. That's VAT that you collect and you have to return. But tax will stay at zero if you don't distribute profit.
Great, thank you. That's all of the questions. If anybody has any other questions, please feel free to type them in the Q&A section at the bottom of the screen. There we go. Okay. The information that you provide in the e-residence form about the company that you're willing to create could be changed when you get the card, when you definitely decide the name and activities of your company.
Well, when you apply to become an e-resident, you are asked about the reason for your for your application, and you want to become an entrepreneur, do you want to open a company? You don't really need to be specific there about what your business will do. I will sell, I don't know, like business consulting services to high profile entrepreneurs or something like that. You don't need to do that. You say, okay, I want to open an online business, consulting online business, because I want to, I don't know, like get rid of the bureaucracy of my country, or I want a setup that will allow me to travel or be location independent. So you don't really need to be specific. And this is just for more like a statistical purposes. So don't worry, when you apply for your residency, you will not be asked like you're not going to be asked for a business plan or anything like that. Don't worry.
Great. Okay, and another anonymous. If the board of management is located in another country, Hungary in my case, does that influence the tax residency of the Estonian corporation? In Hungary, for example, the tax residency of a corporation can change if the board management is situated in another country.
Yes, that can be the case. So I would recommend you to consult with a local tax advisor in Hungary about what's the situation. But yes, that can be the case. And there is a double taxation. Hungary is part of the European Union currently. So there's a double taxation treaty between Estonia and Hungary, and everything will be contained in that double taxation treaty.
Great, thank you. Then next, at Companio, would the same person be dealing with all of our taxes, or would they be different every time? Just thinking here if there is any issue, if we would have a point of contact.
Well, that's what I mentioned, that we are not an accounting firm. So you should not think of us as there is one accountant that is taking care of my accounting, and I can call this guy and say, hey, what about this invoice that we told last month? So that's not how we work. We are an accounting platform and compliance. And the idea is that you don't need to contact us. If you are thinking that you need to contact us, there's something wrong, right? If you connect your bank account, you issue your invoices correctly, and you upload them in time, you should never have to contact us. But answering your question, usually for efficiency purposes, is the same accountant who is doing your accounting, unless there needs to be a change. But you will not be talking to any accountant. Even if you want to contact or support, you will talk to customer support from Jonathan here, the manager of the team. It's an amazing team of people. As we always say, there are no robots. We have like an automatic robot on the website, but we have people behind that will be happy to assist you.
Yeah, great. Okay, and Eduardo asked, good afternoon. I have my e-residency approved and ready for pickup. I'm planning to set up my business next January. My plan is to start an Amazon FBA business, selling in Spain as first choice. Can Companio assist me with all the necessary procedures, including obtaining a Spanish VAT number if required? Which pricing plan would you recommend?
Hi, Eduardo. Nice to have someone who is asking with a real name. So, yes, of course, we have many FBA businesses, so we can support your business too. And usually, you should not need to get a VAT number in Spain, because usually you will get into the EOS scheme, and you can or you can sell your through the EOS scheme, so you will need a VAT number in Estonia, or basically you should not need a VAT number in Spain. If you need it, we also have Companio One Spain, where you can declare your activity there in Spain as a freelancer, and we can help you with that and obtaining the VAT number if it's necessary. But don't worry, because we can help you. In your case, the FBA business model is something that we work with, and we have a lot of experience with that. And the pricing plan. The pricing plan, it's dynamic depending on your number of invoices. So it goes up and down with your number of invoices. Every month is recalculated, so you only pay for what you use. And in the case of FBA, if I'm not wrong, FBA businesses go to the premium plan, but you need to check in the website, but I think that's the case.
Yeah. All right, great. And then another anonymous question. What if I live in Spain and you have your company in Estonia? At what point will the government, at what point could the government be, hey, Mrs. Mann, you have a company in Estonia? So the Spanish government then questioning about the Estonian company.
Well, Mr. Mann, the idea is that having a company in Estonia is not something illegal. Now, if you're a resident in Spain, it depends on whether you have a permanent establishment in Spain or not. That means you should not, you should try to avoid having a permanent establishment in Spain. This is Companio is especially tailored for online businesses, location independent online businesses, I mentioned. So not having, for example, office and employees in Spain will help, but also if you want to prove, if you live in Spain, in the case of Spain, as in the case of Hungary, it is possible that the mere fact that you are a resident in Spain and all your decisions are taken from Spain and you're living in Spain full time may, in theory, lead the authorities to decide that your company should pay taxes in Spain. But there are many situations that can affect that. So I would recommend you to hire a consulting session with our specialist, Pablo, from Companio One Spain, and he can help you, because there are many things that can modify that. It depends on a lot of factors, like where you are, you have employees, you have an office there or not, you travel, you are your whole time, you live and you're a tax resident in Spain or not, you're just a Spanish citizen. Do you have an office and employees in Estonia? If you have an office and employees in Estonia, you can prove what's called substantial activity in Estonia. Then even if you live in Spain, if you don't have like an office and employees in Spain, that will be okay too. So there are many things that can affect that situation that you mentioned.
Great, thank you. And then also quite similar, does Estonia report the incorporation of business to other EU countries? How is that process?
If you're asking that, is because you are afraid that your country will know that you have a business in Estonia. So again, you're having a business in Estonia doesn't mean that you are doing something illegal. I don't know any country that will consider having a business in Estonia illegal. So I don't know if Estonia reports the incorporation of business to other EU countries, but what I want to convey here is the message that you are doing nothing illegal by having a company in Spain, in Estonia, sorry. Even if you live in Spain, in France, in Argentina, in I don't know, in Thailand, you can have a company in Estonia. There's nothing illegal about that.
Great, thank you. And then the next one says, by the way, Compagno is the best. And my name is Ben. So I think Ben might be the the anonymous user. And then Claudio Jimenez, in Estonia, what type of expenses can you declare if you're a freelance designer with a company there? Is it easy to know what are the applicable ones?
That's a very good question, and I guess Claudio is probably from Spain, because in Spain it's such a nightmare. Actually, it's a nightmare to know what expenses can be deducted and what expenses cannot be deducted. Even, I don't know, if you're doing your activity in your house, can you deduct your internet connection that you use for work or your electricity? Well, yes or no, but maybe up to a certain point, not even two different accountants will give you two different answers. In Estonia, that doesn't happen. Estonia is very clear about what you can and cannot deduct. So anything that is expense that is for the business, for the activity of the business, and does not represent any permanent establishment in your country, meaning that it's like online, absolutely online, or non-permanent establishment there, will be deductible. We are talking about any online service that you're using. I don't know, like you mentioned, a freelance designer, or Figma, Sketch, Adobe, all that stuff, all that subscriptions are free. If you buy a laptop and you use it for your work, it's a business expense. Your phone, if you need a phone for work, all these expenses are, if you need, I don't know, to pay like a subscription for something, it's deductible. Non-deductible things include things that are personal expenses, like your clothes. Don't buy clothes with your company's money. Food or something like that. I mean, if you go to the mall and you enter a buying spree and then you have lunch at a restaurant, please don't pay that with a corporate bank account. Things like buying a house or an office or a car, because that will involve a permanent establishment in a country other than Estonia. So we don't support that. Company is only for online activities. So everything that is online, laptop devices, online subscriptions, you can deduct it.
And then a follow-up question for this one. It says, so that means that travel costs are also fully deductible? What about costs with clients, so dinner?
That's a good question. Yes, travels in terms of business trips. If you're doing a business for working reasons, just to go to a conference or to work with a customer from another country, that's totally deductible. Not to see your parents on Christmas. But work-related business travels, of course, the accommodation and the trip expenses are covered. And also you have like a daily allowance if you're a board member of the company. So you get paid a small amount for the days that you're traveling, as a daily allowance. So you will need to get, the receipts for the taxis and the coffees that you have on the airport and all that stuff. So the dinners, if you have a dinner with a customer, usually you should not deduct food or dinners from, it's not a business expense. But if you have really a business dinner with one customer occasionally, and it's like a business dinner for sure, you can deduct the dinner of the client or the customer or the partner, but not yours. So you have to separate on the receipt which part of the receipt is your dinner, which is not deducted, and the dinner of your partner or customer, and that is deductible. But again, this should not be abused, right? It's something that should happen only if it's really justified.
Yeah. And then, does Companio provide legal advisory for questions like these?
Questions like?
Assuming for the deductibles.
Well, deductible questions, I guess you don't need like a
General
legal.
questions. If you've got general questions, my support team are very happy to assist you. If your questions are leaning more towards the legal side and licensing, for example, on the crypto side, then we suggest finding legal assistance, because we're not able to answer those kinds of questions.
Mm-hmm. We
Yeah.
have a question here.
Yeah.
So online agency, we will have some companies from Spain and from other countries. I guess this person is asking if an online agency is a valid business model. Yes, online agency means to me, like, I don't know what the agency does, but it's probably, I don't know, consulting maybe. So if it's an online agency, it doesn't matter if you have businesses, if you have customers from Spain and other countries, they can be all around the world. It's like if your activity is really online and you don't have a permanent establishment in the country where you or the owners of the business live, then it's totally fine.
And then the next one. If I am living in Spain and I want to remove money from my company, how can I do it?
Oh yeah, well, you have different options and we support it in a very compliant way. This is something that is important because we are the only provider that supports employment directly in our services if you live outside of Estonia. So how does it work? You have these options, three options basically, to get money out of your company. So you have your company, you have been earning money, say, wow, now is the time to, to enjoy this, this hard-earned money, right? So how can you do it? First of all, contractor freelancing. So basically, if you are a freelancer or contractor in your country of residence, you can invoice your company. So for example, if you are a contractor in Georgia, which is a country where being a freelancer or contractor is super easy and minimal, and they have minimal tax rate for Georgian residents, you can become a freelancer there and invoice your company, and that's super tax efficient. In some countries, being a freelancer is not so tax efficient, like Spain, for example. And there are two other options. One of them will be dividends. You can, if you don't need like a recurrent monthly salary, and you can distribute dividends at the beginning of the year and live with these dividends throughout the year, you can have this option. So you start working on your company. It's the time of the annual report. You have profit, 100,000 euros, you distribute, I don't know, 60,000 euros, and you live with that throughout the year. So that's another option that's totally doable. A lot of people do that. And the third option will be employment. And that's where Companio work enters. Companio work is our solution for people who live in their countries and they want to have the company in Estonia, but they want to be employed as employee of their companies, but contributing to their local tax offices, so contributing to their social taxes. I'm putting the example of Spain, right? Contributing to the Spanish social tax office, to the unemployment, social benefits, pension, and all that stuff. So what do? We hire you in Spain, for example, in this example, but you work for your Estonian company. Then that means that we take care of paying your social taxes and everything, pension and everything in Spain, and we only invoice your company for this service. So for you, it's super easy. You only have to pay one monthly invoice, and we take care of their salary and the social taxes and everything in your country of residence. That's Companio work. So three options: being a contractor, distribute dividends, and using Companio work to become an employee of your company.
Okay, thank you. And the next one. But if I am a freelancer in Georgia, then isn't the board of management located in Georgia?
It is located in Georgia, but different countries have absolutely different rules about what that means or not. Then you need to consult with a local tax advisor in Georgia. So the idea is that different countries apply absolutely different rules. For example, if you live if you're a Panama citizen and you're traveling, Panama only applies local taxation. So if anything that you earn or get outside of Panama is not taxed. Or if you live in Thailand and you're a Thailand resident in Thailand and you have a company in Estonia, they don't care because they don't have specific rules about that. So it all depends a lot in your country of residence. So that's why we always ask that you consult, if you are not location independent, that you consult a local tax advisor.
And then the follow-up is if I'm employed in another country, but the company belongs to me. That's correct. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's totally fine. You can be, for example, you can live in one country, France, for example, have a company in Estonia, and using Companio work, you are hired in France, but you work for your Estonian company. So that's the Companio work is based on a concept called employer on record. So the employer on record is the person who is employing you, which is a company in France, but you are working for your Estonian company, even if on record your employer is in France. So it doesn't necessarily need to be the same person, the one that is employing you, and the one you're working for. So we take advantage of that to create Companio work. So basically, what does that mean? That you will be working for your company in Estonia, but you will be employed legally, officially in France, paying social taxes, contributing to the French taxes and social economy and everything. So you will have your pension and everything.
Great, thank you. Next one, if you are traveling for a week to any place and you work from there only because you want to, you don't have any clients there, could the accommodation be deducted?
Usually not. Usually the accommodation is deducted for business trips. So the business has to have a definite specific purpose for the business, like attending a conference, working with a client, doing some kind of stuff like that, and very specific duration. So if two conditions, specific duration, a specific reason. In your case, it has a specific duration, a week, but it doesn't have a specific reason. You are not traveling that week somewhere because you want to work with a customer. So that will not, that can, the travel, maybe the trip may be perhaps deductible, but the accommodation is definitely not deductible.
Thank you. What are the requirements to become a non-local resident, for example, in Spain? Because each 5 months maximum, I move around.
Well, you are, if you move every 5 months maximum, you are a de facto digital nomad, but that doesn't mean that you are not a tax resident. So you are mentioned in Spain. That means that you are a Spanish citizen, probably, or resident. So in Spain, you have to do it specific. I mean, like you need to do it explicit that you are no longer a tax resident in Spain. For that, you need to contact a tax advisor in Spain or talk with our team in Companio One Spain. But in your case, I can tell you that you need to really first go to another country, notify the embassy probably, and then also talk to the tax office and show proof that you are not living in Spain for more than 6 months, and ask. There's a form called the 030 in Spain where you can request that they acknowledge that you no longer live in Spain, but you have to prove it. And there's a good way of proving it by going to if you travel some time ago to an embassy somewhere else and you say, hey, I'm temporarily residing here, living here in this other country, there's like an official proof that you are living in that other country, for example. But as I mentioned, this is very country specific, so I will always advise to consult a local tax advisor, always.
Great. That's all the questions now.
We had a lot of questions. That's great. It's a lot of interest. Yeah. So the idea is that we really want to make things simple, because entrepreneurship and running a business is very complicated, and it has a lot of a lot of challenges and a lot of issues that can happen. So everything you can do to make it easy for the entrepreneur, it's always welcome. So that's what we want to do. We want to offer this platform that allows you to forget about all this weird stuff of launching the business, the establishment, the board members, shareholders, all that stuff, and running the business, taxes. We just want you to focus on growing your business. So open the company with us, open your corporate bank account, connect the bank, and every month you upload your invoices if they are correct. That's all that is needed to start the business, start the new year with a new business.
Yeah, great. All right, I think that's it. 1 second. Oh no, we've got more. If you are the only member of your company and you are a resident in Estonia, is it mandatory to be hired by your company as a board member? I saw the social tax is 33%, if I'm not mistaken.
You're never required to be a employee per se. You can be a business owner, and you can distribute dividends. So that's another option that you can take into account. Oh, and about Rob's question, with our services, you get a legal address and contact person in Estonia for free. As long as you're a customer, you will have this virtual address, and we don't charge for that. It's just like it's included in our service.
Yeah, on the pro and premium plans. Yes. All right.
Thank you very
Great.
much, everybody. It's been a
Yeah, if there's no more questions, then I'm going to thank you all for attending. Wish you all happy holidays, happy new year, happy new adventures. And yeah, we look forward to seeing some of you joining Companio.
happy holidays,
And
everybody.
yeah, and also if you do have any other questions, my team is available from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central European time. You can go onto our chat and sorry, you can go onto our website and you'll find the chat screen there and you'll be able to talk to somebody from my team. They're always happy to help.
Thank you very
All
much.
right.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Jonathan.
everybody. Thank you, Ignacio.